Welcome to Small Family, Small Budget. Hi, I'm Samantha. Welcome to the end of week 2 of January, where we use what we have. And of course, we still go grocery shopping to get a couple island and things and all that. I can't do challenges anymore. Every time I do challenges, y'all, I don't know. It's just. So here's the thing. I do challenges and either there's a sale that pops up or I fail somehow. Or I am trying to get stuff out of my pantry, my freezer, my fridge. Come look at my fridge. I'll show you that. Here you go. Alright, y'all. This is what my fridge looks like on Friday the 14th. Yep. That's a freezer. But this is my fridge. So, backstory is I bought those in December and left them in my freezer. And so they froze. So now they're not pantry stable that I know of. And they have to be in my fridge until I use them up. Because, yeah. So now I have to use them. Because they are originally the pantry staple. Sorry, y'all. Pantry staple milk. But they froze when we had the winter storm. Here in January, they just stayed in my car and somehow got buried. And when I cleaned out my car, I found them. And I bought them in December at the Dollar Tree. So they are now in my fridge until I use them up. Not to mention, I still have my milk I already bought last week-ish, the week before, somewhere around there. I made chili earlier this week, so I have 2 leftovers in here, 3 leftovers in my freezer. This is my steak for dinner tonight. I bought a couple things that you'll see in my haul. I have my eggs. I'll use up. There's my butter and my sour cream. I'll use up the sour cream tonight. And that is chicken broth that I need to deal with. This is pancakes. A head of lettuce. This right here is bread, a little bread tote. So it has hamburger buns, hot dog buns, bread, tortilla shells, non-bread, whatever is bread related, it goes in there. And sometimes I just throw my head of lettuce in there. Pancakes is bread related, goes there too. Bananas, that I'm making banana bread today. That should have been in this drawer because I must have took it out when I made my son's lunches, his son's lunches, and some fruits and vegetables. My apples I bought a couple weeks ago. Bacon I was planning on making today. Bread that didn't make it in the bread bowl. Salad mix. And odds and ends back there. This is what I deal with every Friday. Leftovers, stuff that needs to be used up. I'll show you what I do with it at the end of Friday. Alright. Okay, so now it's Saturday morning. I put a lot of stuff in the freezer. I used half of the broth in last night's dinner, and I put the rest in the freezer. So now, this is what my freezer looks like. Now, this is what I do every Friday/Saturday. So I clean out the fridge. Yes, my bread container still is full with bread items, which is fine. This bread item needs to go over here. Not a big deal. This is my son's chocolate that is dessert-wise that stays in here. And yes, I have 2 open things of Parmesan. Don't ask me why. But I do. That's bacon grease back there. I have one there. I have one in the door. It's all right. Most of the door is hubby's pop, couple beers, pop, and all the condiments. And some butter, some cheese. And the bacon I cooked up with the eggs. Leftover mushrooms I'll use next week. Still the milk that I bought last month that I now have to use up. Milk that we bought a few weeks ago with the date of the 25th on it, so that's good. So yeah, so adding in things, some fruit everywhere. There's fruit, cheese, meats. In this drawer, that's my husband's drawer, so I don't mess with that drawer. But now, as you can tell, it's not as cramped. All leftovers has been taken care of. They're either in the freezer or we ate them or we're taking them to my daughter's house to eat for the weekend. There we go. Okay. So it's stocked, y'all. It's not stocked like extra food. It's stocked because I have cooked the whole chicken in my freezer because it was from March. Let me show you that picture. All right. And so to use some meals instead of taking out my chicken breast that was newer. So I'm like, why am I using one chicken breast that's from March and one chicken breast that's from like June or whatever to shred for enchiladas when I can take out a whole chicken that's from March and make a few meals with it and get it out of my freezer. Because that's what happens. I have 8 cups of chicken broth because you can't throw a chicken carcass away. You have to use it. And I have multiple meals. I mean, I made 3 enchiladas. I made a small one for us for that night and then a couple other ones for freezer meals. Freezer meals meaning I'm stocking my freezer back up. We're trying to use what we have to lower our freezer just to, I don't know, add more. This is always happens to me. So I used my peppers this week and chili and some canned items that needed to be used, like my diced tomatoes that were going to expire in a few months and all that kind of stuff. I now have 3 to 4 bowls of chili in my freezer as freezer meals. I don't know what's more frustrating. Having the raw ingredients in my freezer or having the freezer meals that I'll probably forget to even use. Comment down in the comments if you guys have the same problems when you do any kind of challenges at all. Make sure you give that likes and that subscribe if you haven't already. And y'all, I do like challenges, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it kind of backfires on me when I do this stuff like this. All right, guys, so this week is use what we have. So I am applying this to other stuff also, not just food. So I have a pen pal, and so I do write her letters. But this is my son's math notebook he used last year, and literally he did one problem and left the rest of the page blank. So he did it in pencil, so I'm just erasing his one problem and writing in it. So on the back of the book, it's blank. Like half of the notebook is blank. And some of it, as you can tell, is like more than half the page. If it's in pencil, I'll erase it and still use the paper to make a list or whatever. If he used all the pages, I'll probably just rip out the page and put it in my garden, which is fine. But, so like, the back of this, I did my pantry inventory in it because it was blank on the back page. So that he, did a couple problems back here too. So use up what you have. If I can erase some, I'll erase some. If I can't erase it very well, then I'll just rip it out and use it for the garden. No big deal. Use what we have. My enchiladas are probably going to end up going to my mother because she says she's been wanting them, and they don't make them. So, it's no big deal on that one. The chili, I don't know. We'll eat that whole pot of chili lasts us almost all year because I will take a bowl out and we'll have one big bowl will last both my husband and I for one dinner. My son doesn't like chili, so he'll have something different. So all winter, one batch of chili lasts us all year or all winter. Yeah. And I just don't have the room to have freezer meals to worry about when I rather have the raw ingredient. I rather have the raw ingredients in there. I mean, it's nice to just pull out and reheat meals, but I rather have the raw ingredients in there. Put your comment. Would you rather have the raw ingredient, not wrong, raw ingredients, or would you rather have freezer meals in your freezer? I don't know. It's a dilemma for me. I know that Cynthia on her page or her YouTube, she has freezer meals that she hasn't really used either. At least from what I've seen. She just forgets about them sometimes. Then she pulls them out and she goes, yep, hubby's having that because she forgets about them. So when I was pulling out the meats and stuff out of my freezer for this next week's planning, I realized I had pulled pork flantas in there that I made as a freezer meal. Forgot all about them. They've been in there for months. Months. Forgot all about them. They were hiding underneath something else. And so if I have leftovers, the leftovers go in front. So I can just take the leftovers and make them into something new. But if it's a freezer meal, it always ends up getting buried. I don't know why, but they do. And so I put that on my meal for the following week. I put it on one of the days for the following week just to have that written down. We're using it. So I am chatting a lot. Let's go to my grocery haul. All right. So here we go. I got some things I did not need and some things I did need. As always, it needed fruits and vegetables. So let's go with that. So I went to Meijer's and I got the bananas, the Aldi's. Oh my gosh. I went to Meijer's and got the bananas, the mangoes, the broccoli, and the rice sides / noodle sides at Meijer's. The rice sides, the broccoli, and the mangoes were 10 for 10, get the 11th item free. I only got 10 items. I didn't get the 11th item. I miscounted somewhere. It's okay. It's not that big a deal. I spent $10 there. My bananas came up to $1 also. It wasn't the 10 for 10 though, but they just weighed that much. I went to Sam's Club with my mom, and they had a bag of oranges. There was like 12, 13 in a bag for roughly $8. It was $7.89. She paid the bulk of it. I paid like $3, and I got 5 oranges. So I paid $3 for my 5 oranges. Went to Aldi's, and I was looking for egg noodles. I looked for egg noodles at Meijer's, Walmart, and 2 different cities, and none of them had it. And finally, the 5th store, which was Aldi's, had egg noodles. My biggest thing is I didn't want to go into Aldi's because I could buy a whole bunch of stuff at Aldi's because they have such great prices. But no one else had egg noodles. I needed them for tonight's dinner, today is Friday, which is beef stroganoff. And so I bought egg noodles for $1.09, and I bought mushrooms to go with the beef stroganoff because I couldn't find any in my freezer. And my son can also eat them as a snack for this next week. Because I'll pick out the ones that are looking a little old out of the package to make the beef stroganoff, and the ones that look good I'll save up for next week. And that was $1.89. No, $1.79. Now, for my Amish store, I work at one of the towns that have an Amish store. I don't go very often because their prices are not comparable to a regular grocery store lately. They're almost the same. Like, these noodles are 99 cents a box. I can get noodles for 79, 89 at Aldi most of the time for the same price. But look how dang cute these noodles are, y'all. See if it'll focus. Look how dang cute these are. They say small egg rolls, and they're supposed to be like in-reach egg rolls. They're like little cute things. So I got those. They were 99 cents. What I really came for is I wanted to see if they had any chili seasonings for 10 cents a package. They did not. But they had this big honkin' chili seasoning for $2, $1.99. So I got this big, huge thing. This will last me for years. Because we don't make chili that often. But I can also use it to double up for a taco seasoning if I needed to. Because it's so similar to a chili seasoning. So if I run out of taco seasoning, I can always use my chili seasoning for that. And double wham it. It's no big deal. So either way, I lucked out with that being $2. And then when I went to the store, I picked up this stuff and I walked by the Chex in Myers cereal case for like $4 for the cereal. Y'all, they still had the Chex Mix out. It says take one, it's free. I took two. I have no shame in my game. I will use them for shake and bake on my pork or my chicken, and then I'll slice my pork and my chicken up into strips, and then I'll put them with breadcrumbs with this seasoning, and then I'll bake it as a meal. And then I don't have to worry about using up my seasonings because the seasoning's free. So that's what I do. And there you go. And I will put the total down here by the mangoes. Right. Welcome back from my grocery haul. Let's go to the meal plans for this next week, which is week 3. Y'all, this is all the week's dinner. I actually have 5 on here because we've been home for our fend for ourselves. So this is what I might do for my fend for myself, and I'll explain to that one when I go over it. Let's go over them. Alright, so this is my Wednesday fend for myself, or ourselves. It's just hot dogs, and I'm having sausage dogs with sloppy joes, or not sloppy joes, I'm sorry. Hot dogs for my son, and I'm going to have sauerkraut with sausage dogs. So that's for ourselves. We'll probably have veggie on the side, fruit on the side, something. I'll figure it out then. Right, this is the rest of the week's meals. Let's go over them. All right. This is Chinese style night. I know it's more American Chinese, but whatever. So the orange chicken has been in my freezer forever. I just bought these, so we'll use some of them this week and then the other half next week for this meal. So we have stroganoff this week, and we'll use some of them this week on stroganoff, and then The other half will be for this meal. We have the teriyaki pseudonoodles, kind of like lo mein. I suck at making lo mein, so this is what is the best, unless we could go get it at the restaurant. And it just costs too much. So this is what we're doing. I make these with garlic and butter, and my husband and my son just loves it. I just saute them with garlic and butter as a side, and then I buy that usually with an abada, so it comes down to like $4 with the abada, and then that's only $1. So, $8 for everyone to be happy versus 27. I'm happy with that. All right, so this is Cheeseburger hamburger helper, and we're throwing peas in it, but I need a bag of frozen peas or a can of peas with it, so I have to put that in my grocery because I'm out of peas, surprisingly. I looked everywhere for it. So bag of frozen peas or a can of peas is going on my grocery list to finish this out. So I'm surprised I have so many of these. No one eats these but me anyways, and I must have been craving them and just keep buying them but never made them. So that's my base, and I just put like half of this in it. The other half goes in my freezer, probably with taco meat. And then I put ketchup, mustard, and seasonings. I'll do like onion powder, garlic powder, some paprika, and other seasonings with it to make it taste really good. So that's my homemade hamburger helper, and I'll get peas with it, probably in it or beside it, whatever. Right here we are having roast with carrots and potatoes. These are my last two potatoes that I bought 3 of. I ate the heart one as a baked potato for lunch earlier this week. And this roast, y'all, is from last year. No, 2 years ago in 2020. It needs to come out of my freezer. So we're doing roast. I bought this for Christmas. I bought 2 bags for Christmas, and we only used one. So this is Christmas bag, so it needs to be used up before it starts getting slimy. And then this is ribs. It's pretty easy dinner. This I get for the buy 2 get 3 free. I had 10 of these, y'all, in November. I'm down to, once I cook this, I'll be down to 7. This is frozen corn. Y'all, this is from, that's not even marked, but it's from 2020, summer 2020. And this is a gratin potatoes that we had for one dinner. And I'm just going to put it in a pan, put it in the oven, and put a little bit more cheese on top and let it bubble. And there you go. There's 5 meals. This one's iffy. This one is if we're home on time on Wednesday. So if I'm not taking my mom out grocery shopping, we'll have this one. But there's all our meals. Which Cynthia is doing an absolutely no buy week or no spend week. I am doing it. We have an appointment or 2 that week. So I'm actually doing a low 25, no going over $25 that week. I think we're going to have to replenish either one of the meats from my son's lunches, either the hard salami or the pepperoni. I'm not sure which one. And a cheese. So that right there is like $8 out of my budget, and probably his yogurt. So there's $10 right there. And then whatever fruit and veggies I see on sale, and it might change into, instead of a $25 haul, only it might turn into a sales haul instead. And because if they have the buy 2 get 3 free at my local grocery store, I'm doing that instead. So I'm not sure what this next week is going to bring, because I haven't gotten the ad yet for the store, because my local store, my hair's a mess, y'all. I not even ready for the day. I will flat out tell you, I am in my jammies. It's been crazy. I took my son to school and I just started filming. I took the day off from school so I could have some me time. And videos is part of my me time. I don't have to worry about kids trying to be in the picture today and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, what I was saying. Um, yeah, my local store has a buy two get three free every January, May, and September. January, May, and September. And the only time they ever not did it was May of 2020. And so I want to see. Now, they have tweaked it. Like in September of last year, I think. I think it was last year. One of those years when the meat was like, no, it was maybe September 2020. One of those years when the meat was very rare of getting and you had to have limit to or whatever, they didn't have the meat on sale like they usually do, like the chicken breast. Um, they because they usually have buy two get three free for the chicken breast, and that was not on sale that time because it was limit two of the chicken breast, so you couldn't get the five. At that time around. So they will change it up, but usually like the carrots and the 5 pound bags of potatoes and the 1 pound bag of onions will buy two get three free. The um, ice cream will be buy two get three free. The cheese will go on buy two get three free, which I need. I only have 2 bags left in my freezer, and if those don't go on sale this month, then I have to go buy a big 5 pound bag and divide it up into baggies again, which I can do, but I'd rather not. So I'm waiting on the sale to restock my freezer a little bit on some things I do need. I don't need the ice cream, y'all. I don't need the ice cream. But if I get the potatoes, I can cut them up as fries. I can cut them up as cubes so we can roast. I can cut them up to benefit my family. All right, this really got chatty. I'm sorry, y'all. Have a great week. Bye. All right, so I baked Christmas cookies and I used up all my flour. And remember when I did the Mylar bags, but I did them wrong, so there's air in these. I didn't put enough of the air controllers. So I took out the flour one. I put the date that the flour expires. Took out the flour one so I could fill up my thing. And then I am down to 1 bag of pasta, 1 baggie, except for the box I just bought. So I took one of those also. I took them from downstairs out of my 5-gallon buckets. I'm going to open them up and fill what I need to fill. All right, tonight's dinner is chili, so it's in the crock pot. All my veggies are in there. I haven't put my chicken in there. I'll do that this afternoon. So I have onions that I chopped up last week, peppers from the summer that I bought, and then all my canned stuff, and celery from over Christmas. When I bought the celery, I chopped it up, put it in the chopped it up, put it in the freezer, and then I just took it out and dumped it in here too. So use it up, y'all. Link down in, or not link down. It's just my personal opinion. I'd rather have the raw ingredients, not wrong, raw ingredients, than a freezer meal. All right.